Best scene, hometown pillbox. Fade in, extreme close-up on a TV screen. Vintage news reports on the Gulf War, circa 1991. Film of Saddam Hussein and his horrors against his people. U.S. Marines in combat with the Iraqi Republican Army. Tomahawk missiles striking Baghdad. Surrendering Iraqi troops. The statue of Hassan being pulled down. The final capture of Hassan. New footage. Marines in battle with Hassan's loyalist fighters. Sweep through buildings all around outlying areas of Baghdad. News of U.S. casualties. News reports fade as screen dissolves to exterior, Los Angeles, establishing. Present day. Interior, bank, morning. A teller calls over a male customer at the front of the line. Customer is dressed in faded jeans and a sport coat, a poorly placed toupee, and thick reading glasses. He carries what appears to be several checks. A few of the other customers quietly whisper comments on his appearance. At the desk, a new accountant's rep comes over to the desk where two other men, dressed casually, are waiting. They all shake hands. At the teller window,
"Good morning. How can I help you?"
Not flinching and with no emotion, he hands her a note, moves his papers around the counter, and pretends to be talking to her. The teller's mouth drops open as she reads the note. The customer leans over and whispers to her in a stern tone.
"Just give me the cash from here and the vacant windows, and I'll leave. You try anything, and my two associates over there at New Accounts start shooting. People's lives are in your hands. Just act like it's a normal transaction."
She complies. Breathing hard but acting cool, she goes over to the other drawers, gets the cash out, pretending to do something on the computer screen. The customer turns around to those still waiting in line.
"Sorry about that, folks. Just taking care of a few business transactions."
The teller comes back, carefully hands him the bundles of cash in large manila envelopes.
"Thank you so much. Have a safe day."
He hurries away. The two guys at the desk suddenly get up and leave a few seconds behind him. The look on the customer service rep's face says, "What the heck?" Exterior, street, morning. The three jump into a waiting van outside and it speeds off. The sound of an alarm comes up in the background. As people exit the bank, police cars swarm the area. Exterior, alley, morning. The van screeches around the corner and drives into an abandoned warehouse. Interior, warehouse, morning. The three exit the van. From the front seat, a male and female accomplice jump out. The three guys have finished changing clothes, place sunglasses and caps on their heads. LAL model car sits in the corner of the warehouse.
"Is that the switch?"
That's it, man.
"You two, start loading."
So where's our cut?
Suddenly, police sirens are heard off screen.
"Oh, shit. Get in the damn car."
What about the van?
"Sorry, you're stuck with it."
What?
He pulls a handgun and fires at the leg of the male, knocking him off his feet. The female screams and jumps for cover into the van, which is pelted by gunfire from the other two robbers. Tires deflate, windows shatter. Screams are heard from inside the van, then nothing.
You son of a bitch!
That I am, but unfortunately, you can still ID the car.
Fire several more rounds, finishing him off. Sirens get closer.
We're out of here.
Jumps into the car with the other two. It takes off, going from 0 to 60 in no time. Police cars swarm in from all directions into the warehouse. Sirens echo and the interior is lit by blue and red flashing lights. Officers exit their vehicles, all types of firearms at the ready. They cautiously move up to the lifeless body of the male accomplice. The others approach the bullet-ridden van, look inside, stop, then holster their weapons.
Got another casualty over here.
Work of the LA. 3 for sure.
Exterior, freeway, morning. The getaway car enters the freeway and disappears into the parking lot of rush hour traffic.
This is KFWB News Radio. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world. At this hour, law enforcement agencies in the Los Angeles area have launched a massive manhunt for the bank-robbing trio known as the LA3, who hit another bank around 10:30 this morning in the city of Glendale, just north of Los Angeles. The three, headed by wanted fugitive Kenneth Eisenreich, are believed to be headed north towards Reno, Nevada, his hometown.
Radio voice fades out as screen dissolves to exterior, desert highway, day. A sheriff's car out on patrol on a 2-lane highway. A deputy sits at the wheel, drumming it with his fingers. Slow day today. Up ahead, he sees a vehicle pulled off to the side with its hood up. Emergency blinkers flashing. Pulls up alongside, exits the vehicle, and approaches what appears to be a single female driver, looking like she's asleep against her open window.
Ma'am, everything all right?
No response.
Ma'am, are you okay?
He reaches in and taps her. Her head falls off. It's a mannequin. A wig pops off the head and it tumbles to the floor of the car.
What the?
The sound of several sets of running feet are approaching him from behind. He turns, hand on his sidearm.
Hold it! Freeze!
Wide shot of the desert. The voice echoes across the desert landscape, combined with the sound of a scuffle gunfire, then fades to the sound of a light desert breeze. Exterior, desert, day. Dust blows across the desert plain. Tumbleweeds are blown across a 2-lane highway, past a roadside. Alamo Junction. Population 226. Elevation 172. Established 1934. A scattering of homes topped with satellite dishes along desert foothills. The sound of dogs barking and the occasional coyote howl across the desert scape in some kind of bizarre communication ritual. Children playing and cars rumbling down dirt streets are also heard. Interior, desert home, day. Old furniture. Tattered curtains and blankets hang from the windows. Dust hangs in the illuminated by sheets of sunlight coming through the dust-covered windows. A couple of oscillating fans around the house. In a darkened living room, a TV is heard in background. A lone figure sits in a recliner. The orange glow of a cigarette followed by a puff of smoke flows through the air. Beer cans are scattered all over the coffee table. A lone belch is heard. On the walls are several framed armed service medals. Purple Heart, Silver Star, Medal of Honor. A picture of an infantry group posing proudly on a tank in full combat gear with several joyous Iraqi citizens. In a dusty glass case are several rifles and handguns looking like they haven't been used for years. A dust footlocker sits off to one side. Laying on top of the footlocker, a framed, slightly faded picture of a bride and groom. The groom is dressed in a Class A uniform.
And when we return, an update on the manhunt for the LA3 robbers, now in its 3rd full day.
Sound of the MSNBC News theme music.
This is a special advertisement for men over 50. Do you feel old, unattractive, no pep in your step? Well, those days are over. Introducing a special supplement specially designed for men just like you.
The figure in the recliner leans forward. His face is now visible through a sunbeam. Late 50s, leathery skin on his face, full salt and pepper beard and mustache, huge bags under his eyes, thinning, close-cropped hair, wearing faded blue jeans and a t-shirt, his arms covered with military tattoos. He turns off the TV with the remote and tosses it aside, rubs his eyes and gets up, goes over to the window, opens the curtain back, and stares out at the desert landscape. No emotion. Takes a deep breath and closes the curtains.